Hello, can you see me? Can you hear me? Oh, we are alive now. Wow. Finally. Great. Oh, okay. Everyone, I'm so excited to be here and thank you for being here. I don't know how many people are live right now with me, but it's okay. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. And today I'm going to talk about why healing is not effort, it's a recovery. Because today, what I'm sharing is very dear to my heart. It is not a sleep tip, it is not adding one more alternative healing list to your toolkit. It is when actually the true healing actually happens. So, what I want to share today is how it's something I realized only very recently after years working on those hypnosis, the nervous system regulation, attunement, and working with medical treatment and energy healing, sound healing, yoga, all this modality and acupuncture, all these alternative healing modality and medical treatment, I noticed something is surprisingly simple, easy, but most people ignored. As I kept getting better and everything that starting to make sense to me now, and that is why even my sleep is not perfect, but it's getting the way that it feels much better. And so today I'm going to share with you from these insights that why healing is not effort, it is really about recovery, and how this alternative healing and as elite athletes teach us about body actually heals. I know what you're thinking. Oh, what does elite athletes has anything to do with me? Like I want healing, right? But you will see this in a moment, and how we can integrate this. So in before I go any further, I just want to briefly introduce myself. Introduce myself, and my finding is that all healing modality works during the day, and sleep is the place where the body decides whether any of it become real. Yes. So I want to tell you that a little bit about me. I'm the founder of Heartstring Blossom, and my background is not in one single modality. It is I work in the intersection of the nervous system, somatic work, energy healing, hypnosis, and I did yoga. I didn't arrive here because from the theory alone. I arrived here because I tried many things and keep noticing what actually works and creating lasting results in the body. So what I'm sharing today is a pattern I have been observed. My work is about helping the body to regain rhythm, safety, and integration. Beautiful. So in recent years, many alternative healing has become increasingly popular, like acupuncture, massage access therapy, and meditation, hypnosis, energy work, aromatherapy, Ayurveda, uh, nervous system regulation, and people turning to these practice modalities because they want something. They find something in the conventional model of health doesn't feel complete, and they want sound health. So at the same time, we admire those as elite athletes with their performance, their exceptional discipline, focus, and resilience. But when we look closer, there's a very different pattern appears. Actually, it's not about their sleeping tips. It is about how they really help their body recovery. So many highly educated people, many smarted people, many smart people, they turn to alternative healing because they are drawn in, because they think a lot. They analyze patterns, and without sleep, the system cannot. Not this one. So they think a lot, and they want to feel good. They want to feel better, and they tried many modality like acupuncture, and it works. It works. It helps them. They understand the nutrition. They eat well. They eat organic meat, and they manage stress and optimize their work. They're trying very hard to get healthy and stay healthy. So alternative healing offers them a way to differentiate with the like traditional. I'm not in contrast, but it offers a different way, like to help the system with the rhythm and the safety. But even when people are doing so many right things and trying all these modalities, they still feel they are not fully restored. Their bodies still suffer. So why is that? And they feel better, but the effect doesn't accumulate. So before we go further, we need to understand what these alternative healing modalities actually does. So like you can see here, we have many alternative modalities. Like for example, massage. Massage, it works at the tissue and the fascia level. It can help release the chronic holding on the body. It softens the physical knot and the restriction. It helps the body circulate better, stretch better, and give the sensory feedback. And in many cases, massage open up parts of the body that have been offline for a long time. But massage alone does not teach the body how to move differently afterward. So that's where exercise come in. Some people just by doing exercise alone, they establish new movement pattern. They strengthen some pattern, and they strengthen the muscles. They build muscles, and help the nervous system to establish new muscular pattern. Help the body to coordinate better. Change how force on the body is distributed, and update the body's in movement map. So exercise is really good. Then the acupuncture is something different. Acupuncture works differently because it not only turns the nervous system, it communicates with the nervous system through specific sensory and regulatory pathways. It can downshift sympathetic dominance, and it can support parasympathetic activation. It helps rebalance systems that are stuck to the overdrives. And the meditation and hypnosis, they also work at the regulate the nervous system, and also they calm the amygdala. They change the perception. They reduce internal noises and influence attention, perception, and subconscious wiring, and they can shift emotional those loops, break all the patterns. And the energy work is also very amazing. Energy work can help you process the emotional bodies to process the suppressed emotion and allow those stuck the energy, stuck the emotion to flow. And it's very, very powerful. Yeah. All of this modality is very beautiful and powerful. But sometimes we see they do work, they help us, but the thing is they didn't accumulate. Like we feel better on the moment, but then it doesn't stick. Oh, I also want to talk about the aromatherapy. Aromatherapy works through the olfactory system, which is through the nose, and it is one of the fastest pathway to the brain, to the limbic system and the nervous system. So the scent by itself can signal safety or like signals those emotions, and it supports grounding or alertness. So these are gentle influence the state without effort. And each of these modality is very powerful and they did something real. And each address a different layer of the system. That's where most people stop here. But healing, what we want is not only feel good at the moment, right? We feel relief, we feel calmer, and we feel clearer. But the question is not whether this modality work. They do work. But the question is, why don't their effects accumulate? And this answer is not what we do. It is when change happens. And this is the question most people miss. So in human body, the repair is not constant. It doesn't happen all the time. In the daytime, we work, we move, we talk, we think, we dance, we exercise, but only at the biological, specific biological phase, the repair happens. So human body healing in the human body is phase dependent. The repair doesn't happen during the daytime or it happens when the body system is offline. So when we go into the phase dependent healing, when we go into these sleeps, when we go to these deep sleeps, in the deep sleep, muscle tissue repairs, and in the REM sleep, that is where the new neural integration happens, and also it integrated the emotionals and the hormones recalibrate when our nervous system is no longer on alert. So what does this mean? It means all the modality, all the healing we tried, we did, we do, or all the things we do in the daytime actually is a preparation. It's a preparation for the body, and only and until the sleep, everything become permanent. So massage release tension, exercise create new pattern, acupuncture medication regulate the system, but only in the sleep. The sleep integrate all of them. So I want to make some connection here. Here you see I'm talking about elite athletes, but I want to make a connection because we don't train like elite athletes. Many people drawn to alternative healing not because their body is because their body are already under stress. And this stress is that either from the work, like a lot of work, or from major health challenge, or from the long-term exhaustion. So here, that's where the elite athletes offer us some interesting information because their systems are designed with reality, with recovery in mind. And this recovery can apply to every human body, especially for the body who needs healing. So that's the key context here. So let's see, elite athletes, they understand the recovery, understand sleep is very important. So they see that we can see there's many elite athletes. They do train hard. They train very hard, but also they prioritize, they protect their recovery. They often, so let's take Eileen Gu for example. Eileen Gu, for example, she won multiple Olympic gold medals. Publicly, we see that she is very hardworking, very focused, did a lot of training, a lot of achievement. But interviews, she consistently emphasized something else. She talked about sleep. She talked about recovery. And she talked about the respecting the rhythm. And she mentioned the sleep for 10 hours or more. 10 hours. And especially during the intense training period. So this is not lazy. This is performance science. So in elite performance science, those sleep are not passive. They are active biological process. So let's look at some numbers. What matters is not only the total hour that we see, oh, she sleep like 10 hours or more, but it's more about the restorative sleep. Restorative sleep is the deep sleep plus the REM sleep. And elite athletes often require more than 3 hours of deep and REM sleep. In the deep sleep, it supports the tissue repair, immune system recovery, hormone recalibration, and the REM sleep, again, it supports the neural integration, emotional regulation, motor learning, and pattern consolidation. So without this sleep, without this restorative sleep, all these things that the training, the healing, the alternative like modalities, they couldn't stick. They couldn't consolidate. So we are not only need to put our efforts alone doesn't equal excellence. We need to build a system with recovery in design. So sleep is an active process. It's not just only a rest. It's sacred. If sleep is efficient, all the training adaptations doesn't fully integrated. So elite system, they do not only push harder, they recover smarter. That is the clue. That is the takeaway I want you to keep in mind. How we can recover better. So this page is very, very simple, but very important. So many people think that the problem is that they don't sleep long enough. But very often, the real issue is how they enter sleep. So I call this stable sleep onset. When the nervous system know what sleep onset means is there is this very clear, predictable moment that when the nervous system knows, oh, okay, now it's the time for sleep. I no longer need to be on duty. So it doesn't mean you sleep perfectly. You may wake up in the middle of the night and then fall asleep again. That's normal. But it doesn't mean you sleep very deeply. But it means the system successfully exited the performance mode. And many people do sleep, but their nervous system never fully disengaged. So the thoughts continue, vivid dreams, and like monitoring continues, and the problem solving continues, and even like the practicing the states in the so these are more like on duty at night. So they are being on duty at night. Their sleep is not sufficient to support the body healing. So let's so how to understand this? You can think stable sleep onset is like shutting a computer down properly, and all the program close, or the system power off. But being on duty at night is letting the screen go dark, but everything else is still running in the background. So when the system stays on duty, deep sleep and REM sleep become fragmented. fragmented. So without this phase, healing cannot fully integrated. So how we can enter into the healing, enter into the sleep, giving the body a signal that, okay, sleep now can start. That is one of the key things. So now, before I move on, I want to take you on experience. I want to take 1 minute with you to feel how to shift state. This is not a sleeping technique, and it's just a moment of coherence. So I want you to sit comfortably. And now bring your attention to your heart area and imagine you breathe in and out through that space. So you can do inhale through your nose for 5 seconds and exhale through your nose for 5 seconds. Let's do it together for 3 times. Attention on heart. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So now, let's place one hand on your belly and let your attention follow your hand onto your belly. So now we continue to breathe. We are not trying to breathe harder or deeper. We just notice the movement under the hand and keep the breath slow and natural. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Notice how your body settles. And notice, do you feel calmer with the heart-focused breathing, or feel calmer when attention moves to the belly? And notice how your body settles when attention drops from the head to the belly. If you feel calmer with the heart-focused breathing, it's telling you that you are in the top-down guidance. And if you feel calmer when you put your hands on your belly, you are from the bottom up, a safety state. So it's just different state of your nervous system. But you can feel which way works for you better, and you can use it before you sleep. And we will talk more next week about this, but at the same time. But what I want to ask you before we end this session, and if you have any question, but I want to ask you, what might you be interrupting at night? Does the system know when it is allowed to stop? Or do you just keep working, let your brain keep on working until early evening and doesn't have any grounding, any things to move to your body? And what if sleep is not rest, but biological intelligence? So there's the other day on a forum, I see someone ask, what helps with your mental clarity? And a lot of people answer They answer like, oh, stay away from the people that drain your like energy, um, or have a good like boundary, or go to the nature, walk your dog, walk into the woods, and take a magnesium, do meditation, do yoga. All of these are beautiful, very beautiful answers. But without sleep, without a good sleep, the system couldn't function in the 100% efficiency. So we need to really, if you have one takeaway from this session, what is your takeaway? How you wind down, how you're grounding yourself, how you optimize the sleep. So let me see if there's any questions. I'm not really sure how to see the. Okay, this is my website and this is my email. Yeah, let me see how I stop sharing.